Thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como yé. God save the Queen.
Welcome to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and everyone should know by now I'm a member of the Holy Roman Catholic Church. So I welcome everyone who is now tuning in to Freedom March. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, I haven't seen you since that long weekend. I thank God. It looks like everything is safe for you. So welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monica. But the weekends are short, man. You know, once Friday evening goes, that's it. You have Saturday and Sunday is a breeze. But of course, I think we have a long holiday weekend coming up, don't we?
Well,
Isn't August Monday this coming Monday?
yes, the
Okay.
Negroes shall be celebrating Emancipation Day.
All right.
But in the midst of the upcoming celebration, I had a long weekend because, I don't have any air condition. And it's been very hot as I heard from the Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis. For many Negroes hearing me, they think that something is wrong with me mentally. But if you have access to the intelligence that I have and to the unlawful letter which he wrote me, you would recognize why I hide on the weekend. But nevertheless, I welcome all of you. The top news coming out of Green Turtle Key, one of the keys in the chain of keys in Abaco, is, according to a Negro source, the lights are off. It's affecting tourism. And they are also upset because not only is BPL unable to provide lights, BTC, their generator has broken down, according to the Negro source, so they are having difficulty making phone calls. So, as the Negro man complained to me, I was kind of kind and polite, but I wanted to say to him, call your MP. Call the Minister of Foreign Affairs. What's his name? The man who is in charge, who's the MP for North Abaco. He's a Hanfield. He's the Minister of Tourism.
Oh, I can't remember his first name.
Well, don't worry about that. Call your MP. All right? I was kind, listening to your complaint because that's my job. But call Hanfield. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't got no foreign affairs idea or nothing. So call Hanfield and tell him what your problems are. So folks, there are a couple of things on my mind. We've had so much murders taking place that there are reports of murders which the police don't seem to be aware of. And so the Bible has given us a powerful code. There is no peace, said the Lord, unto the wicked. Y'all are wicked, so ain't gonna be no peace. It's written in Holy Scriptures. When I come back, I got things on my mind because I'm seeing things, wicked things from the FNL. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV. As you are aware, we're coming to the end of the month. Today is Monday, the 31st of July, 2017. August is tomorrow. It is the beginning of a national holiday, Emancipation Day. I think I'm going to run on about Emancipation Day at some point because it is interesting to note that notwithstanding that the majority of the population are of African descent, Negro leadership has not, in my opinion, efficiently celebrated Emancipation Day. They have not even erected a statue or a monument to the unknown African slave, many of whom perished coming from Africa to the New World. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Brother Roll,
Emancipation.
lead us into a small prayer, because if I ever needed the Lord before, I sure do
Need him now? We all need the Lord, eh?
Amen.
All of us, every now and again.
Amen.
Let's pray. Father in heaven, we are so thankful to you for bringing us safely through to another week, Father. We pray that as we're about to embark on a new week, that you would be with us, guide, and protect us here on this show and in the Bahamas. All these favors and blessings we ask in your Son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
I
Amen.
thank you, my spiritual advisor. The people on Green Turtle Key, it's Abaco. It's one of the keys in the Abaco chain of keys in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. They've been inundating me all morning, complaining over the fact that the weightless foreign company called BPL can't keep their light on. And they're complaining over the fact that it is excruciatingly hot. It's off, the lights are off, it's affecting tourism. And they also say that the problem is compounded because the generator for BTC has malfunctioned. Therefore, they even can't get a call from Green Turtle Key to Marsh Harbor. So they're very upset over it. And, you know, I'm a kind of man. I have a duty to listen to my people. So I listen to them patiently. But in my mind, and now nationally, I say, call your MP. I don't remember his first name, but he's the Minister of Tourism. He's the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Call him. Let him know what the problems are. That's what you elected a member of parliament for. Okay? Call Henfield and tell him how the current is off. And I know them poor Conky Joe people up in Green Turtle Key, they can't take all this heat. It ain't good for them. Okay? So my Conky Joe people, I understand what you are facing. I'm going to suggest that you do a little swimming. And as for the Negro people on Green Turtle Key, even Negroes can get sunstroke. So I want you to stay out of the sun and find yourselves, what kind of lotion that is, my spiritual advisor?
Is it suntan lotion?
Find some suntan lotion.
Or sunscreen, I think.
Or some sunscreen. Yeah. All right? Because based on what is taking place, you run the risk not only of getting sunstroke, but getting cancer of the skin. I look forward to a day when your member of parliament would become more creative and find a means by which he can find renewable energy so that the people of the Abacos will not be faced with the mess that they are faced with. I think I've done my role. I've now allow the entire country to know that the people of Grand Turtle Key are complaining. Any comments you want to give my
No.
spiritual advisor?
No, you
Okay.
do your
Well,
thing. Do your thing,
having
Mr.
said
Munker.
that, I want to look and review some things that I have been doing, because there are many FNMs who have been complaining. They say to me that I'm being hard on the Prime Minister. They say I'm being hard on the party. And they are saying that I'm ignoring FNMs who are being persecuted by the party. And I looked up, I said, FNM are being persecuted? They said yes. They said, all I'm doing is championing the cause of PLPs. But there are poor, suffering FNMs who are being victimized by the Minister government. Poor FNMs who can't get no little things, no little contract, and so forth. So today, I say to the PLP, please don't be upset. I can put your case on the side, and I'm going to take up the cases of the poor FNMs who never supported Minis. Minis now having come to power is subtly victimizing them. I'm concerned over the mistreatment of Marvin Dames' auntie. Marvin Dames' auntie lives in Mount Moriah. She's a wonderful, wonderful FNM. You would recall that Tommy Turnquest was elected in the election of 2007. Tommy was so excited because you no doubt would remember that Code Smith defeated him in the election of 2002. And Tommy was so devastated that in the course of the victory, not only did Code beat him badly, Code ordered, according to reports, all the brothers them on the block, who Tommy had provided with plenty cutlass, plenty, what you call the machine which you use to cut grass?
Lawnmowers?
Lawnmowers. And what you call the machine where you clip the flowers?
Hedge trimmers.
Hedge trimmers. Code told them, take them and throw them across the road. So Tommy was devastated. But praise the Lord, in the election of 2007, he was able to get political revenge as he beat politically the heck out of Code Smith. Among the people who brought Tommy to victory was the auntie of Marvin Dames and the auntie of Candia Dames, the woman with the poison pen at the Nassau Guardian. And Tommy was appointed leader of government business in the House of Assembly. That's what Papa made him. As such, Tommy I don't know if I should use this word, collusion. That's not a good word, but I can't think of a better word. So I'll still use collusion. Tommy, in cooperation with the then Speaker, Tommy recommended a Negro woman with sprinkling of complexion, Marvin Dames' auntie, Candia Dames' auntie, to become the cook of the Honorable House of Assembly. And according to one member of Parliament, if you wanted a woman who could cook good, Marvin auntie, she was able to cook good, she was able to make sandwiches and so forth. And she kept the House of Assembly well fed. Well, you no doubt recognize how the politics is played. The PLP came to power in 2012, and obviously they were tired of an FNM cook. So they found a cook who was just as good as Marvin Dames' auntie. And so she did lots of cooking. And then, of course, the FNM returned to power in 2017. Tommy, having turned his seat over to Marvin, Marvin won. And a new government leader has been appointed. And my God, as good as Marvin Dames' auntie could cook, you hear me? I hear She could cook good, good, good. They have demoted her. Instead of letting her return as the chief cook, where the parliament meets with more regularity than the Senate, they have demoted her to the Senate, where the Senate meets every now and then. So she now will be cooking for honorable senators. Marvin, I know what you are afraid of. You don't want to be accused of nepotism.
Right.
But I am going to waiver that. All right? You will not be accused of nepotism. Okay? With all the powers vested in me, I take away that curse called nepotism. I want you to tell Renwood Wells, who is the government leader in the Honorable House of Assembly, it is wicked to deny your auntie the right not only to cook in the Senate, but also at that high level, the House of Assembly. You see, Marvin, there is no secret y'all could do. I have more. All right? I have more. I don't want to say it. I demand that Marvin auntie be returned to the House of Assembly so that she could continue to cook for honorable members of Parliament. All right, Marvin? And there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's the people's time. And your auntie is one of the people. And she voted F&M. I think she voted for you. And for your auntie, who is a competent cook, Marvin, you should hang your head in shame. All right? I demand that Marvin auntie, Candia auntie, be allowed to cook not only in the Senate, but also in the House of Assembly. Am I being fair and just, my spiritual advisor?
Yes, you're being fair. You've made the call for that to happen. But of course, you would know that, the Minister of National Security, he can't directly get involved in
what
that.
you mean, and that's his auntie?
Yeah, well, you know how that goes,
The
man.
woman wrote for him.
It would seem to be just like a conflict of interest, man. He can't, you know what I mean? In all fairness to him.
How you mean?
Now, he can't do that. But you've made the call, all right? And I think they would listen to you.
And
You
if
know
he
what I mean?
can, and Candia, on Wednesday, in your national review, I want you to write an article called "My Auntie to Cook." Come on, Candia. I want you to stand up for her. All right? I love your auntie. I think she's one of the women down. Okay? So, I don't like how she's being treated. Tomorrow, I might tell the conspiracy as to who is behind preventing Marvin auntie. She's such a wonderful woman. Okay? Wonderful, wonderful woman. So you see, my folks, I just put a case for an F&M lady. I want to put another case for another F&M lady. There is a Negro F&M, a Negro female. She lives through Thompson Lane east of East Street. She's a wonderful woman. All right? She has been faithful to the F&M over the last 30-odd years. She campaigned in every election in Centerville. And she has not been justly rewarded because Minnis and his party has been practicing what I call discrimination against the woman them. I'm talking about Joan Evans. Joan is a wonderful F&M. Minnis put her on the bridge authority. How Joan gonna benefit from that? Joan is a mathematical expert. I remember when she taught private maths class. The least that Minnis could have done was to make Joan Evans the chairman of the bridge authority. Now he made one man who I never saw campaign. Never saw him. But Joan, who worked hard, who sweat and toil in the F&M vineyard. My God, look what they do to Joan. All right? So I demand on behalf of the woman them in the F&M, that they are elevated. And I demand that Menace makes June the chairman of the Bridge Authority. All right? Can't be fair. Can't be fair. June is a wonderful woman, and she's a wonderful F&M. And Menace has to start rewarding more women, particularly women at the grassroots level. All right? They have to wield power, and they have to benefit economically. Because this foolishness about cutting spending by 10% doesn't make sense. I see why the people can return to the PLP. Because no matter what you say about the PLP, they can spend the money and give you economic benefit, contracts, jobs, and things like that. Now, Menace, how he can expect the children, them, the people, them, to survive if he's cutting back? It is a stupid idea. And I call on the F&M to spend, spend, spend. All right? I call on urban renewal to match what the PLP did. Mother Pratt and Algernon Allen, on behalf of the PLP, spent money and distribute thousands of bags of food. And you mean to tell me Menace can't do it? Menace is a multimillionaire. Brent Simmons has $156 million. If he spent $1 million on buying grocery, we'll be able to feed every poor person over the hill. All right? And I'm tired of it. I want the F&M to spend money. I don't care where they get the money. And if they can't find any money, as a grassroots man from over the hill, I call on them to print more money. Okay? And just take care of the people.
Yeah, but the resources have to be there to spend, Mr. Monka.
The resources are there.
You know, you just can't say spend,
It's
spend,
there.
spend.
What happened to the VAT money since the F&M came into place?
Well, that's only, what, two months now?
Man, that's millions of dollars.
Yes,
I
but
can't believe they can't find the VAT money. All right? So you see, there are plenty of the people there I'm putting a case for. We need more. We need the F&M to spend more money. Because the more money they spend, the more the poor will get. It's foolishness. Because for the PLP to spend millions, and now the F&M in charge, and it's the F&M people time. It is our time. And I want ministers to spend plenty money. Don't get fooled by them. It's money. I don't care if they borrow it from the Honorable Brent Simmons, but it's time that they spend money. This is Freedom March. Today is F&M Day. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Views and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm joined in studio by my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll. Today, it's F&M Day because I have been accused of only putting the case for the PLP. And
so what time is F&M Day?
you think so, my spiritual
My
advisor?
God, Mr. Monka. I've been getting so many complaints, especially on the weekend, man.
Okay.
People say the only thing you do is you bash.
The F&M.
Yes.
Okay, well today I
don't give them
shall
a
not
break.
bash them. I shall put F&Ms.
And, you know, how could you
Okay.
be F&M when you're tearing the F&M apart?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, so balance it, eh?
I'll balance it today.
Right, right.
Well,
There
folks,
you go.
You, no doubt, I have exposed the fact that there are so many people of terrible character that has been appointed. That is not to say that there are some decent people that has been appointed to the statutory boards. And I try to figure out how did the Prime Minister make some mistakes. So I have to try to say it skillfully without appearing to be bashing the F&M. But before I do that, I observed last night that on BahamasUncensored.com, the former Chief Justice, Sir Boyton Hall, has written a letter complaining about ZNES. Sir Boyton Hall is a former Chief Justice. The F&M never liked him, and I have the evidence to prove it. I think the F&M poor treatment of Sir Boyton is horrible when you take into consideration that at the height of the power of the late Sir Lyndon Oscar Pinling and the PLP, Sir Boyton ruled against Sir Lyndon, establishing that he was a bold judge who would make a judicial decision based on the rule of law. For many of you, you would have been too young. Some of you wasn't born. One day, the father of the nation, the late Sir Lyndon Oscar Pinling, was on his way to the Honorable House of Assembly when he was confronted by a man who is currently serving as the Minister of Labor in an F&M government, the Honorable Dion Fowlkes. Dion Fowlkes confronted Sir Lyndon, and he said something to Sir Lyndon. And Sir Lyndon, I don't know how to say it, slapped him. Okay? And Dion took Sir Lyndon to court. The first magistrate that heard the matter apparently somehow skillfully ruled in favor of Sir Lyndon. Dion was represented by the current Attorney General, Carl Bettel. Carl Bettel appealed, and the matter went before Sir Boyton. And Pinling was powerful. The PLP was powerful. Pinling was king not only of the dock, he was king of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Young Sir Boyton Hall, having examined the evidence and the law, ruled in favor of Dion Fowlkes and ordered that Pinling assault of Dion Fowlkes, who's now the Attorney General, be heard by a magistrate. But Pinling was always a political and legal strategist. So Dion had an F&M attorney. So what you think Pinling did? Pinling found the best F&M attorney. He, one day, would emerge to become the greatest F&M Attorney General and a Chief Justice of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And that is Sir Michael Barnett. So Michael Barnett represented Pinling. And Sir Michael is very good at legal negotiation and settlement. And so he and Carl met, and they came to a settlement in which Pinling paid Dion damages. And so Dion, they kept it secret. Only me know how much Pinling pay him. I know, Carl know, Dion know, and Sir Michael know. Pinling knew, now I know. But I'm not going to tell you. But Pinling paid him some good money. Okay? And so we know that Sir Boyton is a good man. Come forward. Brent Simonet became Attorney General. Sir Boyton, let's get it clear. I'm talking about Sir Boyton, who wrote this letter. Sir Boyton was hearing a matter when Brent Simnett, who was then the Attorney General, walked into the Supreme Court. You heard me? And when he sat down at front, I don't know if Brent Simnett said something or grumbled something, but Sir Michael looked up and he turned to the prosecutor, an officer from the Attorney General office. Now y'all want to know how I know it? Because I was in the court. That's how I know. This ain't no hearsay. I was right there. And Sir Boyton accused the Attorney General Brent Simnett of trying to intimidate the court. You heard me? I was there. And when Sir Boyton said that, I grabbed onto the chair because I thought there was going to be fight. And if there was going to be fight, I was going to be on the side of the judge. I would have licked counsel from the Attorney General office. And there was one ruckus as Sir Boyton wailed Brent Simnett backside and the counsel because he saw Brent coming into the court as an attempt to intimidate his lordship. Now, having said that, go forward. I'm trying to show you that notwithstanding that Sir Boyton was fair to Dion Fowlkes when Pinland slapped him, right? Here we go. That Brent Simnett came to his court and he accused Brent of trying to intimidate the court. Now, they had Sir Boyton in. And one day Sir Boyton became Chief Justice. And he needed a good pen. The pen got a long, big name. I can't pronounce it. Right? So, the report goes that the Chief Justice then, the F&M accused him of spending $400 on a pen. Now, this is a judge who must constantly write judgment. And to write judgment, you need a good pen. My spiritual advisor, is there a pen called Blue Mountain or Blue something? But it's a good pen.
No,
Mont Blanc.
Mont Blanc.
Mont Blanc.
Mont Blanc, yeah.
Okay, I should have remembered that. And the F&M throw loners. They write letter to the media. Some of them hide their name. Some gone in the House of Assembly and they run on. But they didn't know that Sir Boyton was a proud Negro man. And Sir Boyton decided he'd leave them alone. Sir Boyton sometime afterward resigned and went to The Hague, where he became a senior judge of the International Criminal Tribunal of Yugoslavia or someplace. You heard me? Giving you that story to show you that what is the name of the Minister of Foreign Affairs?
Darren Handfield?
Darren Handfield.
Handfield.
He invited Sir Boyton to address them. So Paul Sir Boyton, thinking that the F&M was no longer up to bad, dirty, nasty tricks, he showed up and he spoke, and ZNS cover it. The next thing Sir Boyton know, they want to interview him, but they don't want to interview him based on the topic and the issue that he dealt with. They started asking him all kind of nonsense, only for his lordship to get a shock that when he heard ZNS was spouting rhetoric and propaganda that his lordship did not have anything to say about it. And he was very upset. And so he wrote a letter and he asked Bahamas Uncensored, Fred Mitchell website, to carry it. And I'm going to read it. And I call on Carl Bettel, the Attorney General, to apologize to Sir Boyton. You all always had that man in. All right? So this is Sir Boyton. As I am not part of any form of social media, which I am given to understand is the means of communication engaged in by a substantial portion of the population. I would be grateful if you could circulate the following comment, as I have been unable to contact any responsible person at ZNES between last evening and this morning to voice my complaint. Yesterday, Friday, 28th of July, having been invited to do so, I addressed a group of public officers from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Office of the Attorney General, and other invited persons on the work of the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia. Certain members of the press had also been invited. My presentation, a copy of which I attached, and the follow-up questions from those in attendance dealt exclusively with the work of international criminal tribunals, from Nuremberg to the International Criminal Court. Following my presentation, I was approached by a person who identified himself as a reporter from the Tribune and a reporter and cameraman from ZNS. Both reporters posed a series of questions, none of which related to my presentation. The questions related to certain matters of current social and political interest, such as the death penalty and judicial reform. I made it clear that I would not answer any question or make any comment on these matters of controversy, and save for referring the reporter from ZNS to observations I had made in the past in my annual addresses as Chief Justice. I spoke in general about law reform being continually necessary in every legal system, including the one in which I now work. I was shocked, horrified, and dismayed to have seen on ZNS Evening Report of Friday, repeated as the lead news story on ZNS Radio this morning, Saturday, that I fully support anti-corruption laws. There is absolutely nothing that I said to the reporters, as the tapes of the exchange would establish, which could have led to this misleading assertion, especially after I made it clear that I would not be drawn into any such current controversies. I'm deeply disappointed that in the news report, which said nary a word about the subject of my presentation, international criminal law and international humanitarian law, my comments could have been so deliberately distorted for whatever motive. This is inexcusable, but I fear that it would be unrealistic for me to expect a retraction or clarification from ZNS for the story, which serves only to ignite controversy, a path which I have always sought to avoid in my near 27 years in judicial office, both nationally and internationally, as it does damage to the judicial brand, thereby diminishing public confidence in the impartiality of the judiciary. He, Sir Boynton, was created a Knight Bachelor by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in 2001, and in 2003 he was made a Knight of the Pontifical Order of St. Sylvester by His Holiness Pope John Paul II. In 2004, he was awarded the Pelican Alumni Peer Award as an outstanding alumnus of the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus. So, they brought Sir Michael home to talk to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Attorney General, and they set ZNS up to involve him and to embroil him in controversy. And this has been going on ever since he checkmate the Honorable Brent Simonet in the Supreme Court. I was there in the court sitting down. I thought at one point, as Sir Boyton criticized them, that there might have been a fight. And I held on to the nearest chair because I was prepared to defend the courts. So, many of you are not aware of Sir Boyton Hall, the former Chief Justice. And he was born the 10th of December 1947, right here in Nassau. His education in 1974, he received from the University of the West Indies an LLB degree with honors. 1976, he received a Council of Legal Education of the West Indies, Legal Education Certificate. And his professional experience, 1968 to 1969, he was a probation officer. 1969 to 1971, he was the clerk to the House of Assembly. 1976, after admission to the bar, he entered the office of the Attorney General as an assistant counsel. Between 1978 and 1980, he acted as a stipendiary and circuit magistrate. 1983 to 1990, he was Solicitor General. 1990, he was appointed an acting judge of the Supreme Court. 1991, confirmed as Justice of the Supreme Court, presiding over criminal, civil, constitutional, and family matters. In 1997, he was appointed to the Court of Appeal. In 1998, he was appointed chairman of the National Crime Commission. And between 1999 and 2004, he became a member of the Administrative Tribunal of the Inter-American Development Bank. In 2000, he was appointed Chief Justice and head of the judiciary. That's 2001. 2002, he became a fellow of the Commonwealth Judicial Institute. And in 2005, he was elected by the UN General Assembly as an ad litem judge of the ICTY. In 2009, he was appointed as a permanent judge of the International Criminal Tribunal of Yugoslavia, and he demitted office as Chief Justice. 1999 to 2009, he became course director in criminal law and legal systems at the Eugene Depute Law School, Council of Legal Education of the West Indies. Professional membership, award, and honorific appointment. Judge Hall is a member of the Commonwealth Magistrates and Judges Association, the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, the International Law Association, and the International Association of Constitutional Law, and holds associate membership in the American Bar Association, the Canadian Bar Association, and the American Society of International Law. I thought it was important to give Sir Boyton justice, and it is my hope that between the Attorney General, Carl Bettel, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Darren Henfield, that they will direct ZNS to apologize to Sir Boyton. Whatever you think about Sir Boyton, and while I have the gift to praise him, I'm also the only Negro layman who can criticize him, because it's me, and I've studied him. I'll just show you how good I am. And I'm not bragging. One day, as Chief Justice, he was addressing a number of sophisticated Negroes in County Joe, and it was open to the public. So I said, in the presence of a noted QC, a Negro QC, to whom I shall not embarrass, that I'm coming there, and there's only one man who could shake him, because I got good memory. And I remember a judicial decision. Do you know they told Sir Boyton? And when I arrived, Sir Boyton anticipated. He quickly made his address and he told them, he said, listen, I am told that there's somebody here who came to embarrass me, so I ain't gonna stay too long. And he finished the speech and he left. I wasn't going to embarrass him. I was going to show off and use some big words, you know. I was going to say, my Lord, what jurisprudence is this? But that's it. I'll leave that for the time being. My spiritual advisor was just a stop in its most vital parts
But you dealt with it.
when ZNS did that.
Yeah, you dealt with
Do
it.
you wish to say anything?
No, I think you dealt with it sufficiently.
It's amazing the psychological effect that the party is having on my spiritual advisor. Do you know they're trying to get him to abandon the show? It's amazing. There's no freedom in the country. On
Yeah.
the menace, there is no freedom. On the menace, there is no justice. F&Ms are being victimized. Today, there's another man who supports menace who's being victimized. You would remember the saga, or should I say the saga, of Togi and Bobo. My God, menace, I could see you victimizing Bobo, but certainly not Togi, because Togi brought you the fish. And I'm told they were good fish, right? And for a man to bring me fish, my God, menace, you have to take the graveyard from them? They had a whole graveyard. And my God, Togi, who I saw Togi last July at the F&M convention. And Togi was wearing red. He had on a red hat, a red shirt, a red pants, and he had on red tennis. I took his photograph. I searched to see if I could find Bobo, but Bobo wasn't there. Next time I see Bobo, him and the late Dr. Bernard Nottage was dancing at a PLP function.
Okay, so one is F&M and one is PLP.
I think all of them are the people.
Okay.
I don't like what has happened. All right? Talk the graveyard, a whole graveyard. A whole graveyard! And Togi and
The
Bobo,
graveyard contract?
yeah.
Okay.
Man, it's so sad. When I heard about it, I became so emotional. All right? And so to F&Ms. The Western Cemetery is open. Those of you who live in St. Barnabas, go quickly before Travers get there. Go quickly because the Western Cemetery is in Travers Robinson constituency. And some of the young men has bought new cutlass and what you call the thing? You push
Yeah, lawn mowers.
and lawnmowers.
Lawn mowers.
Lawnmowers. So to the brothers on the block,
Western Cemetery.
hurry up, go and find, what is the name of my MP?
Shenandoah Cartwright.
Shannon Dorr.
But the graveyards won't fall under them.
How you mean the graveyard don't fall?
That go in the Ministry of Works.
The graveyard? Or is the Ministry of Works there?
Yeah.
Well, you better hurry up, go find Bannister. Bannister's his name?
Desmond Bannister, yeah.
Desmond Bannister. But you ain't gonna fool me. We're gonna kill two birds with one stone.
Shenandoah takes care of beaches and parks.
Beaches and parks,
Right.
not graveyard?
Graveyards and other stuff, yeah. They sidewalks and stuff. Ministry of Works.
Okay. Well, you now know. Menace, you gotta reward loyalty, man. If Togi had bought me one morsel of fish, I might have picked up my placard and march. Man, it's powerful. Anyway, I'm helping out F&Ms. It is F&M Day. When we come back, we'll look at some of the killings that are taking place and how Marvin James ain't got the answer yet. Papa, what you send Marvin to them white people's school if he ain't learned how to reduce the killings? This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Moncur. There is too much killing that the United States has issued a travel alert. We look at it when we return on Freedom.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
To Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. We have a news alert. I shall now take you to my spiritual advisor, who's now becoming my better man. My spiritual advisor, what are we hearing?
Well, we are hearing that the Northern Island, let's see, storm battered Grand Bahama on alert. Tropical storm Emily to be major rain event. Let me just read this quickly. Grand Bahama residents are today begged to rush storm preparations or to evacuate residences which may not be able to stand up in the rains and winds of the remnants of Emily. Tropical storm Emily formed this morning over West Florida, and already there's a state of emergency in effect for areas like Tampa Bay. Grand Bahama Minister Kwesi Thompson a short while ago led a press conference in Freeport to issue warning to the Stormberry Island. It is not anticipated that there will be a direct hit of the storm in Grand Bahama, but there will be some bad weather and it will be very heavy rain event. Minister Thompson said the office of the Prime Minister in Grand Bahama, with NEMA and other agencies, are monitoring the storm. Many homes are still in disrepair following the pounding by Hurricane Matthew last October. Meteorologist Kirk James said it is the size of the storm system with the rain and flooding which makes officials most concerned. The heavy rainfall will greatly diminish visibility. Water spout activity remains heightened. Boaters and mariners are cautioned and thunderstorm activity is expected. At this hour, Tropical Storm Emily is 35 miles west-southwest of Tampa, Florida, with 45-mile-an-hour winds. Tropical Storm Emily is expected to be downgraded tonight, and the real concern is the rain event Emily is expected to be. Up to 18 inches of rain is forecast for Grand Bahama, and storm shelters information will come later today. Transportation is being considered for those who may not be able to get to shelters. Tammy Mitchell, Deputy Co-Chair of the Disaster Disaster Committee and NEMA Supplies Officer in Freeport, recommended that residents remain tuned in to local media. These, she said, will give Grand Bahama specific info for residents. Pakeisha Edgecombe, MP for West End and Bimini, advised residents to be their brother's keepers, to check on those within communities who are most vulnerable. Even now, construction is happening at the Fishing Hole Road for a bridge to end flood concerns, and aid continues for residents with property damage from Matthew. August is the start of the more vigorous part of the storm season. The Atlantic hurricane season lasts until November the 30th.
So this is a news alert, and this is coming from the office of the Prime Minister in Grand Bahama.
Absolutely. Yes,
advisor.
it is. Yes, it is.
So, folks, Grand Bahamians, you know how the storm affected the Bahamas last year, so you need to take the precautionary measures, okay? Don't count on these politicians. They are very unreliable. Use your own common sense approach and protect yourself and your family, and by extension, your neighbors. Emily is a special name in my family. My maternal great-grandmother, she's Emily, and then I had a first cousin who was also named Emily, and both of whom are now deceased, and both of whom were wonderful people.
I was thinking we had a storm Emily before, didn't we?
It sounds
thinking,
so, but
yeah,
I
I'm thinking
can't
we did.
remember. I'm 60 now.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
But I got a phone call. Let's take that before we talk about the Americans Travel Warning.
Okay.
Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka. How are you?
I am
I'm
fine.
your spiritual advisor.
How you doing?
Spiritual advisor, before I go into what I called about, are you okay today? Because you seem to be a bit subdued.
I'm
Didn't
fine.
feel like you.
I'm okay, you know.
Okay, all right.
I'm
So,
doing great. I
Mr.
appreciate your
Monco,
concern, though.
I had to call you today because when you spoke about Suburban Hall on a couple minutes ago, you know, I know him and his family personally. Suburban, anybody who knows him will tell you he is a person above reproach. And you know, the Bible says that the prophet isn't recognized in their own country or in their own town, and that is so true about him. Because you know what gives me pride as a Bahamian? When I can turn on the TV to C-SPAN and see cases at the International Tribunal where he is taking part, and I said, there is a Bahamian. But
Yes.
that reporter from ZNS, that was deliberate. And like you said, they're not saved. And I'm waiting to see if somebody in the government will have the nerve to respond to the letter that you just read today, and that they will make a public apology. I will wait and see what happens.
Well,
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
welcome.
That's the proper thing. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Right here, comrade. What's up?
Listen, man, I'm in Freeport. I listening to that report y'all got this now. All we have here right now is just a little bit of rain and nothing to talk about. I don't know what information they have given y'all, but we have a little bit of rain. It's been raining from yesterday, slightly, but it's not no big, no thunderstorm and stuff like that. But, you know, they say it's a hurricane. I mean, it might be coming, but it's nothing happening here. Just a little bit of rain, and it's been raining like this from yesterday.
Well, I still say, in view of the fact that Crazy Thompson has sent this report,
It's coming.
take the necessary precaution.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying, okay?
Okay, Michael, what I want to find out, is this hurricane supposed to be coming or is it supposed to be now?
It's not a hurricane, you know.
It's a,
What is
It's
it, my
just it's just gonna be a lot of rain. That's all they're saying.
yeah, well, Mr. Munker and spiritual partner, I just want to let you know that the people in Grand Bahama feel like if I don't call you, something ain't right. I don't know what's going on, but they tell me I can keep in touch with you, man.
Okay, then. Well, I want you to be safe because when the storm passes over, I want to be able to still talk to you, okay?
Yes, sir.
You
Okay,
take it
care,
care and tell everybody on the island of Grand Bahama.
Be
man.
safe.
Be aware.
Yes.
Be safe.
guys.
Do well.
Absolutely.
Well, hello. Welcome to Freedom Match.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monker and your spiritual advisor. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Yes.
I'm great.
Absolutely.
I just want to encourage the spiritual advisor to let him know that God is your source
Absolutely.
and he is your provider.
Absolutely.
And my pastor preached the other Sunday that we have to take a stand. So you have to take a stand, and God will provide for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't let nobody threaten you or try to intimidate you.
Absolutely.
Okay? God has given us all a mind of our own, and he gave us freedom of speech and choices.
Absolutely.
So you be encouraged.
You're on point. I
Okay?
appreciate it. I appreciate your
This is
encouragement.
Mrs. Monroe.
Mrs. Monroe, how you doing?
Yes, I'm
All
great.
is well?
Yes.
Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, man. You have a good day.
You do the same.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Miss Monroe.
Bye-bye.
Hello. Welcome to Freedom Match.
Hey, Rodney Mancock.
Sir.
It's your cousin from the Breakfast Club. Big
Okay.
man.
How are you?
Doing a good job.
Thank you.
And you play no games and you're straighter than an arrow.
I thank you
You
for
never
those
can
kind
be
words.
intimidated because you got Clark blood. So you know who you're talking to, right?
Listen to me. Harky Christ, kill him dead. I know who I'm talking to. I have Clark blood. I thank you for your kind words.
Thank you.
Okay. This
Now
is-
your
Pa-
spiritual advisor, your spiritual advisor means well, but you can advise him on some things.
I shall work with him because,
You know, he needs prayers all the time.
yes.
We all do, Clarky. We all do.
Anyway,
Okay, what is the issue of the day, sir?
well, essentially, I'm trying
In reference
to.
to Sir Burton Hall, what is the issue of the day pertaining to him?
Well, essentially, he had been invited by Ministry of Foreign Affairs Attorney General's office to speak. And in the course of his speech, idle media attempted to engage him in an unnecessary controversy, and notwithstanding that he has put them on the right track, they went and deliberately misquoted him. And he could find no responsible person to retract it. So he turned to writing letter, one of whom he sent to Bahamas Uncensored, Fred Mitchell's website. And that's it there. So I decided, let me help him out, because I remember when he was on the bench, the Honorable Brent Simonet was serving as Attorney General, and Sir Michael accused Brent of coming to his court to intimidate him. You see, ain't too many Negroes is aware of that. I happened to be right in court when it happened. And then don't forget, Sir Michael is reported to have purchased a $400 pen.
You always around court or in court.
Oh, I love court. It is the safest place to be, court and church. Anyway,
But you know,
yeah, I got 2 more seconds for you. Go ahead.
White North doesn't need anybody to help him out. He's already left his foot in the sands of time.
Well, that is true. Many carrying his letter because he says he has no access to social media. So we're helping him out. Okay? You take good care. All right. So, let us now look. This is the developing, I think this is the first U.S. warning under the leadership of Dr. Minnis and under the crime fighting strategy of Marvin Dames. Now, let us not forget, the Americans know who Marvin is. They trained him. The FBI trained him. And obviously, Marvin is not living up to their expectation. All right? He can be referred to as an American man. They train him. Okay? So, he's not been able to reduce the level of crime over the hill. So the Americans are telling the tourists them to stay from over the hill. It's important. So let me read it. It's in the Tribune. U.S. warning over island's crime rate. The United States Department of State has assessed New Providence and classified it as being a critical threat location for crime either directed at or affecting official U.S. government interests, citing, among other things, that area of Nassau referred to as over the hill should be avoided, according to the Bureau of Diplomatic Security, Bahamas, 2017 Crime and Safety Report. Okay? So, that is what they're saying. And over the hill is where we live, the Negro people. All right? Now, notwithstanding that we hardly rob, rape, or murder the tourist dam, but they have told them to stay from over the hill. And one would have expected that Marvin and Dr. Minnis would have created the level of security that the Negroes who live over the hill would be safe and the tourists will just flow. But they ain't into that. Anyway, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Think about it is both Marvin and the Honorable Prime Minister are both from over the hill.
Okay.
And over the hill always about the issues, and it's a bit early to really put that blame on Marvin. He's a good kid, and he still has time to grow. But we will have to deal with this problem in very short order. With your expertise and help, I'm sure they can make it happen.
I don't know if Marvin has the humility to listen to me. Don't forget now, these are men with big egos. You follow? They have big egos and they are impotent. Big egos and big impotency. And that's what we are faced with. All right? So, you take good care. Remember,
Okay. Are you still a servant of Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II?
by the grace of God, I have sworn due allegiance to Her Majesty and her successors according to law. Okay? Do well, comrade. Long
So
live.
without fear or favor.
Without fear or favor. That is true. Okay? Take good care. God
Okay,
save the
take
Queen.
it, guys.
Okay. So, do we have any texts, my spiritual advisor?
I don't have the house phone.
You don't have the house phone?
No, I don't.
Goodness me. Here's the
Oh.
house phone. Now, so we are faced now. Tourism is in a mess. We hear the white man on Paradise Island. He's rowing with the Chinese them. The Chinese them have come up with a wonderful strategy. I love their strategy. They're going to cut the room rates. If they cut the room rates, it means I could rent a room. Because it's been so hot. I wish I could have found me a room for $50. So I support the Chinese. Cut the rate. Let market forces prevail. All right? Cut the rate. And if you cut the rate, it means people like me could go to Bahama. So cut the rate. Let market force, let Sandal and Breezes and the people on Paradise Island, let them compete for the tourist dollar. And I think it's good for everybody if you have competition. Brent Simonitz said it best in the last administration. He said, let market forces. That's the only thing Brent said that made sense. In the last 10 years, he's been in politics. Market forces. So I support it. Let's cut this rate. The hotel room, them too expensive. Too expensive. Goodness me.
We have a text here.
You have a text?
Good day, Mr. Monka and Mr. S.A. This Bahama thing is crazy. Undercutting is not good for business. $50 to stay there. It will hurt these other hotels on the island because their prices allow them to make payments to staff and other utility bills. Wow. What next? But I guess competition is a good thing, right?
Of course. This is, what you think this is? This is free enterprise. This ain't communism.
That's the rate now, $50 to stay at Bahama?
Well, I don't know it goes exactly yet. I think the game is you come first at a set price, and then when you return, they reduce it.
Oh, okay, okay. Good afternoon. Can I please get the information on the churches which issue of the Tribune it was in? This person sent this text.
I think it was Wednesday, if not Wednesday of last week, the Wednesday before that, but definitely it was in Thursday Punch. I think you should get the Punch because the Punch seems to have it much more clearer. All right? But you better disclose because these are the last days when judgment will begin in the church because we have a government of a lot of unsaved people. They're anti-church and Satan has taken them over. They will sound like they are of the age of light, but they are the devil. They're here to persecute the saints of the church. All right? So they're going to tell you all kind of nonsense. Can you imagine that the government trying to get in the church bank book? Huh? Carl, you should hang your head in shame. Leave the saints of the church. All right?
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka and Mr. Roll. I lately heard Miss Butler Turner was in the news. On a few occasions, she had some few choice words for the F&M government. I thought her contribution was very on point and well presented. What's your thought on that, Mr. Monka? I know that's your good friend. That's a text coming to you.
Whatever Loretta say about the F&M, may those words be compounded 100 times.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka and your spiritual advisor. I understand that the Honorable Dr. Menace said the reason why he refuses to meet with Mr. Brave Davis while listening to the address tonight, I hope he discussed why the government failed in Bamsey. Sidewalk contracts were given out in terms of millions and work still unfinished. I hope he discussed the $150 million donated for the hurricane repairs and cleanup. Travel expenses that was outrageous, PHA extortions, urban renewal abuse, downgrades, junk status. Last thing, discussed the case of two culprits that evaded his home, which he later dropped. God save the Queen. Somebody's.
Well, I would
been-
particularly love to hear what he has to say about PHA, taking into consideration that Dr. Minnis was in charge of it. Yeah.
Mr. Monica, why is Mr. Minnis taking away the contracts from the poor people?
Well, don't forget now, this is a Negro government. And among the Negroes, they are tribalistic. They think it is a cool thing to just deprive one another. One of the downfall of the PLP is that in their last term, they didn't do that to the FNM, you know. Had they gotten rid of Carl Smith, who was the permanent secretary under BJ might have been alive today. Because Carl pulled one of the most powerful undermining maneuver. It called for intellectual experts to sit around a round table to see how Carl, notwithstanding that the parliamentary commissioner, Sherlin Hall, told his boss how that advance poll ought to have been conducted. Carl ignored him. And when it was all over, there was frustration as Carl set the voting population against Christian the PLP. Only me, they ain't fool, you know. But I keep out of it because, you know, it's the people's time.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. What is going on in this country? This island is so filthy and dirty. The weeds are growing up all along the side, the roads and the parks. Why is the government allowing this to happen? They don't want to give any contracts out to people who can clean the island up. Mr. Monica, they don't want Bahamians to eat. They want us to suffer. You see what Peter Turnquist said? He said the same thing. Peter Turnquist wants us to pay now for garbage collection. What are they
for
trying
garbage collection? We hardly could pay for food. We can hardly pay for food. My neighbor, she is so frustrated, she keeps her garbage in the back room. All right? Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. You look so very sharp in your bow tie, Mr. Monica. This is one of the women them from Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Listen, I don't know what's going on with the woman in Freeport. Listen, y'all know I'm your sugar. They flew in 2 bowls of Kong soup. One for me and one for the spiritual advisor. Now I'm falling in love. I don't know what's going on. Have you had your Kong soup yet?
My conch stew conch? No,
Yeah.
no.
Well,
How it tastes?
Listen, it is delicious. It just doesn't have enough okra.
Okay.
A little more okra and a little bit of pepper. Because the tribe that I'm a descendant of, we love lots of pepper. Go ahead, Tex.
Mr. Monica, tell the Harm administration we're tired of buggers. They saying give them time, but they found time to take VAT off items to benefit themselves. They had time to make sure their associates are good. I don't have time for politics. We need help now. I had my name on the list for a government house for 10 years.
Wow.
I need land. If they could give Brent Summit 14 acres, I need 3 acres now. Tired of them, man. Mr. Monica, can you help me? I'm an angry, black, single Bahamian woman. And
Listen,
I'm angry.
In this month, I've met briefly with Bernard Evans to secure the Union Hall. I'm going to be calling the people them together so you can come with whatever your complaint is. If you need land, you need house, you need contract, you need reduction on the food price, we have to come together because I am convinced that the FNM would be a wonderful government once we put thousands of people in the road marching up and down. You follow? There would be a wonderful government. When I come back, I'm going to explain why it appears that the FNM has given a bunch of bad people position on the boards. You see, there was a man who was sinful, and Papa elevated him. The difference between Papa and Minnis, Papa was convinced by the Tribune that the man was safe. It's right there in the Tribune. But y'all have forgotten the history. And only me seems to remember it. Because I thought it was such a wonderful, hilarious story. When the Tribune wrote that the man sins had been washed away. And all the corruption that that man had committed, the Tribune say, he was born again. And who is me to judge? This is Freedom March. Today, I'm talking for the F&M supporters who are being victimized. I'll be right back after the break.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. Today is F&M Day. I also want to make an observation on the gaming board. Notwithstanding that we have seen people named to the gaming board to be a qualified CPA. I don't know why, but Menace and the F&M has failed to do so. I don't know why. I'm suspicious, all right? I am suspicious. I just can't figure out. There's so many mistakes. Now F&Ms have been harassing me, and they say that I am anti-F&M and anti-Menace because I'm exposing it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let the FBI see it. Who knows? They may send Marvin a text. Say, Marvin, what this is, man? So I can stop exposing it. I get a bad name. All right? But take it from me. Somebody was drunk when they were putting that together. I've never seen nothing like this in all my life. Notwithstanding what you say about the PLP, a comparison of the people that the PLP named and what the F&M has named, you really should send the list and the author of the list to the corruption unit. But that ain't gonna happen. All right? Over the weekend, I went into hiding as usual. There are people who find that to be extremely strange. Well, I told you that after Menace sent me that letter, I am going to be doing strange things because Menace is doing strange things. There are many statutory functions that he has taken on to himself. I just find it amazing, my people, that there's no one who can say to Menace, Prime Minister, the Lord does not allow you to do this. I just don't understand it. Man, we in trouble. we're in trouble. There's no one who can say, Prime Minister, you ain't got this power. Goodness of mercy. We're in trouble, man. Oh, I'm so tired of my Negro people. I'm tired. All right? Let's hope on Emancipation Day I can free many of you from what I call the King George III Negro mentality. Let's hear the caller on the phone, and then my spiritual advisor.
Negro mentality.
Say that again? Hello?
Say that again? Negro mentality.
Oh, I thought you said something to me in Haitian Creole. Yes, that is what is taking
Mr.
place.
Manka.
Sir.
How are you today, sir?
Listen, I'm fashy.
Freeport caller.
Yes, sir. Welcome, Freeport. How are y'all getting jobs
I love
yet?
your fashion today.
I thank you. What about work? Y'all get any work yet?
Yeah, well, there ain't too much jobs, but we're hanging in there.
I need to ask you a question now that it come to my mind.
I want to say I'm held to your spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
But I need you to answer a question for me.
Good, I'm great.
I want you to answer a question for me.
Speak. Let me hear you.
Do you know where the Lucaya Hotel is? Hello?
That's in Lucaya.
Good. What is the color?
Port Lucaya. That's in Port Lucaya. Port Lucaya.
Have you ever seen it before? Have you ever?
Yes, sir.
What color is it? That's very important to me. Don't listen to the TV.
The color, I got you.
Yeah.
The color of the hotel is yellow and white.
It's yellow and white. Because, anyway, it's not fair to you. You had something on your mind before I run on? Because that color is very important to me. What was
I
on your
want to say,
mind?
y'all guys, you look sharp today.
I thank you. This bow tie was donated to me by what's the bow tie shop name? My spiritual
I
advisor.
can't remember. It's
The
a lady.
boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boat company. You had it on TV the other day.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You know, I'm 60
Right.
and I forget things. But listen,
Yeah, last week
Bahama
you were
Bulls.
speaking on behalf of the dead people.
say it again. What did you say about dead
The
people?
dead people on the
On the
Yeah.
boats? On the boats?
Did you get any facts on that? Any more facts on that?
Listen to me. If I tell you there are dead people there, you take my word. I'm a justice of the peace. There are other scandal, but the FNM is mad with me, and I decided, let me keep quiet. But there's all kind of things. Okay?
But I want you to keep in hiding because your facts is very true.
On weekends I do because I suspect ministers want to lock me up, and I don't want to get locked up on the weekend. I don't mind from Monday to Friday, but I got to go to church on Sunday. You see?
Yes. Will indeed.
Well, I thank
You know, Mr. Montour, we love you all in Freeport. You're the
This-
special advisor.
Yeah,
This
thank
is
you so
powerful.
much.
You tell the people of Grand Bahama I love them.
We want you guys to stay strong
Absolutely.
This is powerful. Tell Grand Bahama.
and let you know that we're waiting for you to come to Freeport.
Listen, I have to come after I hold this meeting this month. I'll have to come to Freeport because I have to meet with all the people there. Okay? You take good care.
Okay, well, I want those man them.
Listen, all I want is plenty man and woman and the children them, okay? You take good care.
Amen.
Amen. Listen,
Take care.
all right, it is interesting to note that when Pinling built that hotel in the 80s, Mrs. Janet Boswick, right? Pinling pursued a socialist policy to keep the people employed. And he built that big hotel out there in the 80s. And Mrs. Janet Boswick got vexed, went up on a podium, and she called the hotel a big white elephant. That's what Janet did. Hurt pendant feelings. Now, 37 years later, Menace has found himself a white elephant in Freeport. All right? It's important to note that Menace is now adopting Pinling socialist policy. And I hear nobody complaining. And Janet, I want Janet to call Lukaya a big fat elephant. And Pinling got so mad when she did that. The next thing I know, Pinling started calling her Gotti. All right? But I can't talk about her because her husband came to see me and he's apologized. And so he and I are friends again. I don't know if he'll still throw them clothes in my face. But he's come forward, he's apologized. Tonight on Facebook, I'll post a photograph of he and I so that you can see how I'm a forgiving man. All them things he threw in my face. But he's come forward and he and I, there's peace now in the camp. All I need now is for Janet to come forward and to apologize as well. Isn't it wonderful that me and John Henry Boswick, that we're going to live good. And since we're going to live good,
That's the way it should be.
that shirt he was wearing this morning, I told him he should give that to me. Do you have any more text, my spiritual advisor?
I have a text here. They want me to read this.
Read it.
It says,
as long as it is not sinful.
yeah.
I don't want nothing sinful on this show.
Okay.
And nothing scandalous.
Absolutely.
And nothing that attacks the PLP.
Nor
Okay?
the F&M. Mr. Monica, I agree with your view on
What?
minutes board and committee appointments. Another boo-boo I want to show you. It's the Correctional Review Board, formerly the Prison Visiting Committee.
Yes?
The present act calls for a 7-member board. And the text is saying that Dr. Minnis only appointed 2. And they send you a copy of the Correctional Review Board.
Well, it might be a part of Minnis' overall strategy of 10%. You know? Maybe he's just doing things in 10%. I don't know. But it's extremely interesting. 10%. Huh?
Mr. Monica, it's almost been 100 days since the F&M became the government, and they haven't done anything yet to impress the Bahamian people. All they're doing is taking from us and not giving back to
Well,
us.
don't say that now, because the F&M, for the first time in the history, that a former deputy speaker was accused and arrested for stealing his own belongings. So don't say that. And F&M celebrated. At least Minnis is trying. Then they grab a minister. They charge him. And in the first time in the history of the country that the F&M got a whole minister to sleep at Foxhill Prison, in the prison population. And then, for the first time in the history of the country, that the F&M was able to grab a former MP, a former senator, and parade him to court without the docket being ready. So he had to spend a second night in police custody. So the F&M is doing little things, you know. And you all should be happy that finally the F&M is fighting corruption. Only problem is I can't figure out why ministers keep writing me. Everything that I got out of the Senate, I got approval, right? But Minnis wants to accuse me of corruption. Isn't that amazing? So I have to hide. Because if you have a prime minister who's writing you letters, you better go into hiding on a weekend, all right? What are the texts saying, my spiritual
Good
advisor?
afternoon, Mr. Monica, and your spiritual advisor. I just want to say that you look nice, Mr. Monica. Me and my daughter love you. We're in Freeport, and we are one of the women them.
This is powerful. This morning, I've been having breakfast, and then all of a sudden, a little baby child approached me. And I remember scriptures where Jesus said to suffer the little children to come unto him
And forbid them not,
and forbid them not.
for such is the kingdom of heaven.
Only for me to discover that the baby declared that she was one of the baby them. And the thing about it is the baby looked like me. And then I said to the baby, baby, where is your father? And then she showed me the father and she showed me the mother. And I was excited when the parents them declare that they are one of the parents them, or some of the parents them. So it's a revolution taking place. The baby them, they're accepting me. The woman them, the man them, the children them. It's revolution. It's revolution. And so this month, we're going to meet. Have a meeting so we can put together a strategy to get the F&M working for the people. It's going to be powerful. All right? It's going to be powerful. Anything else, my spiritual advisor?
Yes, we got quite a bit. That's what's up. Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. We need to stop Prime Minister with all these improper answers like NOP for no. By grabs, he's the Prime Minister. What grade education will we get? Correct that now, because I think everybody understands what
I
happened
think it
there.
was great that the Prime Minister showed us
Not
a
by mouth.
way to spell no.
It was a medical term.
NPO. It's a
Yeah.
medical term, I'm being
Nothing by
told.
mouth. Yeah.
You know?
Good day. Once again, I'm the biggest woman, them, Crystal Taylor from Freeport.
Wow. She's a big woman?
She says she's one of your biggest fans.
Listen, Crystal. Blessed is the woman who accepts my leadership. Because this is the year for the emancipation of all the women them. All right? August is Emancipation Month. And I'm going to be setting up the rules because I expect all women to be treated with dignity. All right? Dignity and... What are you laughing about, my spiritual advisor?
No, something.
You don't want the woman them to
No,
help me?
this is a text somebody sent you.
Okay,
Forgive
no,
me.
no,
forgive me.
nonsense.
Forgive me.
Because I want the woman them to recognize that a revolution is taking place. This is the first time in the history of the country that the woman them leader is a man. It's powerful. Okay? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hey, Mr. Monica.
Yes.
Listen now. I hear we guys soon start paying for our garbage to be moved from our place.
Yes.
Well, listen, we ain't paying for no garbage. You hear me? We're not paying
Yes,
for no
sir.
garbage. If ministers don't come for the garbage, let the garbage stay right there.
All right.
You don't worry
Thank
about
you
that.
so much.
Okay, what pay for garbage? We had to
PLP?
all the way. We had to buy food. Huh? What garbage? I want a government who can collect the garbage. All right? Minister, I'm going to stop it, man. What else text the people them got?
Okay, here we go, Mr. Monica. Let me just switch to the...
Well, while you switch, yesterday, my church, St. Joseph, we went in to Adelaide Village where we had, you know, a get-together. It's summer, a little beach party, and I had a wonderful time hiding in the back of Adelaide. All right? Every weekend now, I just hide from the Prime Minister and his government. I just hide. So please don't be upset. In the fullness of time, I shall reveal to you why I am hiding. I have the documents, you know. I have the evidence. Okay? I know what they're doing. They're acting unlawfully. All right? Can you imagine it? Say, I ain't disclose. Huh? I disclose. Always follow the law. All right? Now they say the Prime Minister ain't sign it. Boy in trouble? Goodness of mercy.
Okay, here we go.
And to the woman them. We have a woman who is one of the woman them. She is in Doctor's Hospital on the 3rd floor, room 303. And I want all the woman them to visit her. She's a Sherman, capital S-H-E-R-M-A-N. And I asked her, I said, listen, I can't have you here by yourself. So the first person I sent was Wayne Monroe. I said, Wayne, you got to go see this woman. She's one of the woman them. And so all the woman them and all the man them go to Doctor's Hospital, Sister Lula Sherman. Sister L. Sherman. She's one of the woman them. She's on the 3rd floor, I think it is, room 303. And I said to her, may I send people to see you? And don't forget what the Bible say. I was sick. Go ahead, my spiritual.
And you visited me.
Yes. So I want y'all to visit her. Okay? She's a good woman. She's one of the women them. And she support my leadership. All right? Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Monica. I am one of the women. After your show today, can you please go to PMH, private medical ward, to visit my sister, Melissa Bain? She's one of the women them that watch your show every day. I'm so sure. I'm sure she will appreciate your...
Get that.
Oh,
where she want me to go? PMH?
Yeah, PMH.
Which ward?
Oh, man.
Which ward, my spiritual advisor?
Okay, right here.
Is it private?
Private medical ward.
Private medical.
Melissa Bain.
Spell Melissa for me.
M-E-L-I-S-S-A.
A name of a person, place, or thing.
Capital M.
Spell Melissa for me.
M-E-L-I.
No!
Capital... Mr. Monica, come on now.
My
Capital
spiritual advisor, the name of a person, place, or thing begins with a...
Capital letter.
Spell Melissa.
Capital M.
Spell Melissa.
Capital M-E-L-I-S-S-A.
Capital M-E-L-I-S-S-A. Melissa, what's the surname? Come on.
Hold on. Just
Goodness
give me
of
a
mercy. You went to
second
St.
here.
Augustine.
Then I exit these texts.
Melissa, did you say Melissa
Bain.
what? Bain?
Yeah.
Spell Bain.
Capital B-A-I-N.
Okay. And so she's on private medical at the PMH.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go and see her. So, is there more text, my
Yeah,
spiritual advisor? Read text, because we don't
Yeah,
have
let me just
to
read quite a
text.
bit. Brave Davis is a big joke. He's nothing but a dishonest political. Oh, wow. No, I can't read that. Sorry.
Yeah, well, please, don't cost me
You
to get sued.
guys look lovely dressed up. You
Just hold on
guys
for a
look.
second. Listen, be careful how you attack Her Majesty's leader of the opposition. I want you to be like me. If you hear me call somebody corrupt, I have the easily verifiable facts. Stop it. Go ahead.
Mr. Monkey, this person definitely is not safe. It says, you guys look lovely dressed up, right? But a monkey dress up is still a monkey in bow tie. I don't think that was nice. But anyhow.
Why did you read it, my spiritual advisor?
Yeah, just to be fair.
Let me respond to that person. Est-ce que vous connaissez moi? Le ou gade pour monkey, gade and licky Joe, mama. Goodness me.
Tell Mr. Monka the F&M phase him out long time. No F&M pays attention to him, especially Dr. Menace turn in his carry card and go live on a different
I'll take
continent.
that call right now. Welcome to my spiritual advisor. It's breaking news. A citizen has just called to say they have a job for you.
Okay.
You see how God is answering our prayer?
Yeah, all the time.
This is powerful.
As a matter of fact-
Did you get the number? This is powerful. Go ahead.
Here we go. Please send a shout out to Marcy and Michelle. We are the women them. Also,
Marcia
and Michelle.
Listen, y'all are wonderful women. Blessed are the women who continue to support the revolution. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Hello?
Monica,
Yes.
how you?
Listen, I'm kind of hot in this studio. They cut off the
I'm
air
the
conditioning.
spiritual advisor.
how are you, ma'am? Everything okay?
Okay.
Great, great.
I'd just like to send sympathies out to the Robertson family.
Okay.
That was Sister Robertson. Her daughter just being by her. It's come to her every morning and spend some time, then go back home. Yesterday, she been there and spend some time with her mommy and yellow as and walking home and get knocked right down on the highway.
Wow, that's who that was?
Oh, sorry
Yeah.
to hear that.
That is sad. You know, I want you to hear this for a second.
Sorry to hear that.
One of the things that we have to learn, whenever a vehicle stops, do not go to the front of the vehicle.
Yes, yes.
Go to
Yeah.
the back of the
So you can
vehicle.
see.
And
yeah.
you don't rush across. You follow?
Yeah.
So you can look left and right and left. That is so sad. Please give the family our condolences and our love. We are saddened over that, okay?
Okay.
God
Yes,
bless you.
sir.
Take good
Okay,
care.
thank you.
You're welcome, my love. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Senator?
Rachel, my brother, how are you?
I am in great shape. Good afternoon, spiritual advisor. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's happening, Anton? All is well?
Hey, I'm good, you know.
Great,
Like,
great,
yeah,
great.
I was just talking with a whole group of F&M ladies, right?
Yeah.
And I asked them if they are part of the woman them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they bust out laughing. They say, no, we ain't want nothing to do with Senator because he ain't saved. They say Senator get us paying for garbage collection next. So they want me as spiritual advisor to take over. We used to girls some sugar.
Oh, really?
Really? How old are you?
That sounds interesting, Anton.
Old enough to handle things and all of that.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
the power's vested in me. Go in now and,
and
be
be
their
the
sugar.
woman them sugar.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
power.
All right. Okay, Anton.
Any more text, my spiritual advisor?
Anton is a real PLP boy. I can tell you that
Okay.
much.
Any more text?
Why the F&M and name would tell the people they have to fix their own house from the storm?
That's what the F&M saying?
Well, they say, you know, government is hard pressed. Mr. Munka, it is a sad day in Abaco. My good friend, Tony Davis, lost his bar this week. It burned to the ground.
He
Mr.
lost his bar?
Yeah, Mr. Rose, say a prayer for him, please. It is so sad. We're sorry about that.
Yeah, it's sad.
That he lost his bar. Good day, Senator. One of the woman them. I'm just loving your candy striped bow tie.
Wow.
Stay looking sweet.
Who made this for me?
Huh?
What the company name? Bow tie?
Bow something.
What is the name of this? Bahama Bow. I thank you all.
Mr. Monica, were you able to find out if Urban Renewal workers are owed any monies? It seems like Urban Renewal is a curse word nowadays.
I'm doing an investigation because I've discovered that Pastor Lanisha Roll and Minister, what Miller name? What is the name of the minister? Pastor, what Miller name?
Oh, Vaughn Miller. Vaughn
And
Miller.
Minister Vaughn Miller. I'm being told that the two of them might need prayers, that they're not speaking. And I can't have that. All right? What Miller name is again?
Vaughn Miller.
Minister Vaughn Miller, I've known you to be a saved man. And Lanisha Roll is a pastor. I can't have two saints in Urban Renewal that are not talking. So please speak to her. And remember, you all are doing God's work. Algernon Allen and Mother Pratt, when they fed the poor, comfort the sick, and brought peace to every heart, they were doing God's work. All right? So I want y'all two to get together and start speaking. Or I'm going to have to come up there and throw holy water on the two of you. I'm told that they're not speaking, and that's not good. For Urban Renewal. And I know Minister Vaughn Miller is a saved man. Okay? I know he's a saved man, so I expect things to work out. Listen, the opposition leader, Philip Brave Davis, will speak tonight live on Cable 212. So I want y'all to join him because he has a powerful address to the nation. We then compare his speech with the Prime Minister's speech and see what manner of speech it is. Taking care, solidarity forever. This is Freedom March.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.